So I am here in Cincinnati, Ohio, doing my homeless ministry, and I came to this park and I met this gentleman, and we started to talk, and he was sharing with me how he ended up homeless due to COVID. You want to tell the viewers a little bit about that?
Yes, hi, my name is Jason and I am homeless because of COVID-19. And the homelessness here has taught me a lot about survival and what Cincinnati offers here as far as food pantries and a lot of people that are given to the community. Homelessness is also it's kind of kept me up during the hours during the night because of possible crime that could happen in Cincinnati here. A lot of people are afraid that due to homelessness they might not wake up the next day, or they'll wake up and their shoes are missing or their items are missing from their bags. So it's just something to look out for during the nighttime of experience homelessness. As well, the unemployment Class Act thing that Donald Trump had signed is in a delay, and that's another reason why I'm out here due to homelessness. And it's just been a tireless experience. It's just been exhausting. But I try to plan to stick it out until something change. I pray about it every day, and hopefully there is a brighter day.
There is, especially if you believe in God, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Now, how long have you been out on the street?
It's been about probably about a month and a half.
Okay.
It's been about 56 days.
Now, prior to that, were you working?
I work on the river, the Ohio River.
Okay.
And due to COVID-19, they have put restrictions at my place of work. They had closed it down. And then I received the unemployment, and then the 600 CARE Act had ended July 31st, and we were waiting on Donald Trump to sign executive orders for the 400 CARE Act that goes with the unemployment, and that was postponed on a big delay. And while waiting for that, I couldn't pay my rent, and so I got placed out here in downtown Cincinnati.
Now, were you ever homeless prior?
No, I actually was an enrollment officer for a program called the Exit Program.
The what program?
It's called the Exit Program.
Okay.
And the Exit Program, I've done that for 6 years. What we did was we offer independent home living for homeless people.
Okay.
And that independent home living was like a halfway house, 2-bedroom apartment with a bunk bed in each room. So they had to share a room. Only thing they did have to do is buy their own hygiene and food and water. But they had a roof over their head. So when we enroll them in, they have up to 90 days to find a job and to find a placement for their living so that they can live their lives. And Columbus had funded us, as well as Cincinnati, to get homelessness off the street. And so I've done that for 6 years, and then there was a audit by the fire department and they shut our building down. So that was a horrible news.
Let me ask you, so you're sleeping outdoors, right?
Yes.
Give us a snapshot so the viewers can picture it better. Evenings, I mean, when you're out looking for a place to hunker down, I mean, what are the steps that you take for that?
Well, I take a look at my surroundings. I want to look at how much traffic is actually walking through this area, or cars that are coming through this area. Like, I just can't go out on Vine Street and expect a pleasant sleep, because Vine Street is busy all day, all night. So I go to a very quiet, secluded area that's further downtown, like closer to the river.
Yeah.
And there's not much traffic that goes through there. Although there are people that are like me, homeless. And they walk by and they take a look and a glance at your belongings, and you know, it's sort of like a mentality of concrete jungle.
Right.
And you know, I could wake up and lose my blanket, and it's like 30 degrees outside, and I really need that blanket to stay warm and survive. And the only reason why it's missing is because of other homeless people that are in need. So
now, has anybody tried to harm you?
Well, at one point in time, I was sleeping down on the riverbank, and I had my backpack. This is my second backpack here.
Okay.
I had my backpack up under my head, and I woke up the next morning around about 7, sunshine. It's just glaring all over me and everything, the intense heat from the sun. I sit up and I look back, and my backpack is gone.
Oh.
And just the thought of someone that hovered over me and removed my backpack while I was asleep is dangerous enough for me. It's a big threat. I mean, because
and it's
I'm unaware.
frightening.
Yeah,
It's frightening.
It's very frightening. I mean, I could have been hit upside the head with a brick, or you know, anything.
Right. Now, does your family know that you're living like this?
No, my mom doesn't know. It's a pride thing. I would not worry my mother about homelessness. I do expect unemployment to actually process my claim and get me off the streets, and then I'll just probably tell my mother later on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, in your opinion, give me the definition of home.
Home is a place of serenity, is a place of value, a place of privacy, a place of comfort, comfortability. And all of those things I've been stripped of. You can't have any of that being out here on the streets. You know, it's constant worry. It's constant lookout. I mean, you have to like almost not be asleep to stay alive.
So you're always on your guard.
Huh?
You're always on your guard.
Always on my guard. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's one thing that I've learned to do. There's other tricks that I've learned as far as keeping my property with me. I always sleep with one arm inside one of the strings on my bag here, and I'll have it around my head. That way, if someone does pull my bag, I'm able to wake up and, you know, protect myself. All parts of protecting yourself is to have the things that you have and to actually stay on your guard. Because homelessness can be very dangerous. And it's fall season now, and it's getting ready to close into winter within the next few months. And there have been stories and people that has died because of the cold weather here in Cincinnati. You have the Maslow's Army. They have a couple stories of an individual that met up with his buddies, and he actually had a place to stay, but he wanted to come back downtown, and he wanted to meet up with his friends that he left because he got him a home now. And so he stayed out long enough where he can miss the bus.
Right.
And I don't know if that was intentional or not. I'm pretty sure it wasn't intentional, but he wasn't able to catch the bus route, and he slept outside, and it was really cold, and I think he went into hypothermia and passed away.
Oh,
And
that is
the
so
weather,
sad.
the weather is another thing. It's something to deal with. When it rains, you have to go find places to, protect yourself from the rain. But when the temperature drops, no matter where you are outside, you're going to suffer that temperature.
Now, do the police ever come and tell you to move along?
Well, places like parks here, they'll come through and they'll say the park is closed and we'll have to move on. Most of the time, all I do is walk around all night. All night I'll walk around till the next morning. When it's daylight, I'm able to get some food, come here, take a rest for a few hours, and do it all over again during the night.
Oh.
Yeah. So I pretty much stay up during the nights. Yeah, by 5:30 a.m., I'll go to one of the pantries, get breakfast, and then I'll come here and I'll rest out throughout the day. By nightfall, I'm doing the same thing over again.
So you have no real rest, right?
It's not healthy. I really do not have complete sleep.
Right.
I always have to open my eyes like every 5 minutes. And when I do get so exhausted and I just drift off into a sleep, I'll wake up within a couple hours, and it's only 3 or 4 hours at the most.
Now, have you thought about staying at the shelter?
The shelters are not accepting anyone at this point. There's like a backup list, they tell me.
Right.
And it could be months. I could be into winter before they actually talk to me about any shelter. I really don't plan to stay out here so long, but I have no control over, the unemployment. I have no control over anything. And it's just a patience game, So all I can do is just wait it out.
Now, I see your backpack.
Yes.
So all of your possessions are in there right now?
All of my possessions, as far as hygiene, a few outfits, drinking water.
Yeah.
Of course, Cincinnati, due to COVID-19, they shut off all the public fountains. So you get a lot of homeless people that walk around just like I do, and we go thirsty during the night. Not a drop of water during the night. All the fountains are off. There's no stores open. All night walking, and no water.
That's just during the night?
That's every night. Yes.
But during the day,
during the day, you have drinking water that's given out through pantries.
Okay.
And you only get one. So they have to, pass out water for everybody, and it's just you only get one water, and then you go to the next place. There's probably about 4 pantries here in Cincinnati, downtown, and you just go to the next place and try and collect all the water you can. By the end of the day, night falls, you have no water, and you get very, very dehydrated.
Right.
Yeah. So
now, where would you like to see yourself in, let's say, 5 years?
Well, I actually have a paralegal and legal assistant degree, and in 5 years, I plan to actually use it. I would think that it would be time to use it. Right at the point, I'm just having fun with employment. I work on the river. I've done 6 years with the exit program as an enrollment officer, a case manager, and a nighttime security monitor. And to actually utilize my degree would be great. And in 5 years, I just hope I will never, within that 5 years, experience this homelessness again.
Now, is that the only blanket you have?
This blanket is the only blanket I have, and then I have my Cleveland Browns sweater that is wrapped around my bag, and it's pretty warm for now. This is just fall season,
right?
So I won't get into the heavy stuff like blankets. Like some people have like 5 blankets they stay up under. Sleeping bags, tents. Won't get into that until the winter starts to approach. But yeah, it's like a camping ground. You just got to find a place that where there's no trespassing signs that are placed up,
right?
Where the police don't bother you, and where there's less traffic of people walking. And I pretty much do not hang with any of the homeless people in Cincinnati, because I learned that you make friends with people. The people that's close to you can be your very own enemy.
That's true.
And I think it's better safe than sorry by myself than to have someone that I've just made buddies with a month ago looking over me as I'm asleep. And they call it a protection thing, but I never know what's on his or her mind while I'm asleep. I just think it's better to do homelessness by yourself and to know your resources in the city in which you're in. And so when you know your resources, you'll be able to have food, hygiene, you'll be able to get help on shelter, you'll be able to, they'll be able to provide you with anything that will reverse homelessness. And I'm just waiting for that opportunity to come, and hopefully I'll get off the streets before the winter season comes.
Now, right now, you're not in a good situation.
Yes.
But just share with me one happy moment that you had, maybe in your childhood.
In my childhood, I think during my childhood, I think that the exemption of responsibility was a great happiness for me.
Oh, yes.
And the reason why is because we had no responsibilities as childs but to obey mom and dad. That was it.
Right.
And other than that, when you think about the big world out here and all the responsibilities of taking care of yourself, or I've even seen homeless people that have children out here.
Yeah.
And their priority is to take care of those children. And that's a big responsibility. Along with themselves. So when I think about happiness, and I go back to my childhood years, all of this stuff never existed.
Right.
Because mom and dad took care of us.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, you believe in God, right?
I believe in God, yes.
Good. And he has been looking after you, right?
Yes, he has. So far, yes, it's been great. I'm just he's teaching me patience. And in time, I will get out of this. And I believe it, I feel it, and I feel his spirit when he comes and he sends the message. And it's just something that I have to tough out right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you for sharing your beautiful, beautiful story. When I was walking up to the park, I saw you, and let me tell you something, the Holy Spirit drew me to you. Because there was something about you that it's almost like I knew you had a story to tell.
Yes, ma'am.
And when I came and say hi to you, and I asked you if you were willing to share your testimony, and you said, of course. And you said you weren't ashamed to even say your name, because I said you don't have to.
Right.
And so I thank you so much.
You're very,
and
very
I
welcome.
pray that God will continue to look after you, that he will continue to keep his protective arms around you, especially when you're sleeping, and that he will bring to you those things that you need so you can get off the streets.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And I did give you a couple of items to help you out.
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Yes.
And so again, thank you, all right?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Thank you.